This is perfect. This is exactly how we're gonna load up onto the trailer, then off of the trailer, and then onto the frame machine, really, dude.
Or out into some kind of field and do some donuts.
Let's go. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're gonna continue working on the 2018 Jeep Grand Cherokee Trackhawk. And as you've seen in the previous video, we started removing the interior. We got it about halfway gutted, but we still got a good bit to go before we actually get to that dash. And also we did remove a few things on the exterior as well. But the reason why we're taking apart the interior is because we want everything out of the way nothing gets damaged when we're gonna be pulling that roof or doing any other framework. So what we're gonna do is just grab some tools. We're gonna hop on the inside and just continue removing things and try to get it 100% gutted. Alright, so we took this door panel off and we decided to just completely gut this door. That way we can get to this damage right here and just to see if we can save this door or not. But we noticed something pretty crazy while we were taking this stuff apart about the glass itself. As you can tell, this sucker does look tinted and it looks tinted pretty dark. But the crazy thing is it's not your normal like tint. There's no film on it at all. And we did notice that this thing is actually made out of 2 pieces of glass, which is pretty dang crazy. So I'm guessing whatever the glue or adhesive inside here is actually the tint itself, which is pretty dang cool. That way you don't scratch this thing up. And it actually was super difficult to remove this sucker out of here. So if it had its normal tint, we would have definitely scratched it up.
We almost thought that this sucker was built into the door for a second there.
Yeah, it took us like a good 20 minutes just to fool around with it. And it does say
it's like a laminated glass.
Laminated glass. I don't know what that means, but we're definitely gonna have to figure out what tint that is. But that way we can do our front windows, because right now we're fishbowling up there. But that's later. Right now we're actually gonna go ahead and grab some tools, see if we can pop this dent out, because we do need to put our door latch back on. That way it shuts during framework. So let's just go ahead and see what we can do.
Dang, son, this thing is looking like an off-road machine.
Hey man, it's a Jeep, you know what I mean? But anyways, we did actually try to straighten this door out as best as possible, and I do believe that we will be able to actually save it, which is a really good sign. We don't have to buy another door. But as for this front door, we just completely took that sucker off because our new one will be here real soon. And also, you know what I mean? It's just a Jeep thing.
Jeep life.
Yeah, Jeep life. You take your doors off, you take your windshield off, and you just get that freedom flow flowing throughout the whole Jeep. But dude, honestly, if we had that axle shaft, we'd actually rip this thing around a little bit. You know what I mean?
I wish that axle shaft was in, but
Or we can even take all 4 doors off whenever we get it in, and probably the dash, everything, you know, just have the seat and the steering wheel. I wonder if that would work.
Dude, ultimate weight reduction and
Go out in
ripping
like a field or something, do some drifts or some donuts.
all-wheel drive donuts. That would be epic,
One
man.
day, hey, we may even make it happen, you know what I mean?
You
Who
never
knows?
know. You never know.
But anyways, we did remove those door panels on that side. Next thing that we're gonna do is probably go ahead and remove these seats and also remove the seat skin. That way we can ship it out, because we're definitely gonna need this sucker repaired. And we're gonna go ahead and jump on this trim, remove all that stuff. That way we can get to the seat belts and send them off as well, because they are stuck on both sides, I believe. So let's just go ahead and keep on moving. All right, so we finally got both seat belts out along with both seats here, and we're about to start ripping these suckers apart. That way we can ship these skins out. But we did notice a few things on this seat. Check out the headrest, man.
That's pretty dang cool right there, dang telescoping headrest.
Dude, that is weird, dude. That's pretty crazy. And one thing I did notice is these suckers just don't come out. So I don't know how we're gonna take these skins off. Maybe I can just,
Oh,
dang.
Why is there a wire connected to it, dude?
I don't know. What if there's some kind of, what if these are electronic?
What if they're heated?
Dude, they may be heated headrests, but did I break it or something? I just pulled that sucker right out. Maybe I should.
But why would you need a heated headrest?
Or maybe it's just like whenever you hit your head on it, it senses or something. I don't know, because you really don't rest your head on these things unless you're like super tired, which at that point don't be driving.
Don't be driving, exactly. But as for this seat right here, before we rip it apart, it was kind of bent.
It was kind of bent out of shape. We showed you guys when we first got that thing, whenever we were digging inside of it. But as we took it out, it actually kind of sits straight, but I kind of noticed it's a little bit flimsy. Maybe something like a bracket broke, so if anything, we'll probably somehow weld it up or fix it. Hopefully we don't have to buy a whole new seat, because that sucker right there is probably
expensive.
Definitely
like
expensive.
Most of the other parts on this thing. But on the inside of the vehicle here,
come on over here. As you guys know, on our passenger side, the battery's underneath the seat, but underneath this seat, we actually found something, and it looks like more modules, dude.
There's so many modules throughout this whole entire vehicle. But
dude, they got a module for everything. Every door, every electronic part. It's kind of weird, but anyways, I'm guessing this is for active dampening controller. So that is for our,
shocks.
Our shock suspension, our track, sport mode, and all that good stuff, which is pretty dang cool. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump back on these seats, see if we can rip these suckers apart and ship them out. All right, so we went ahead and removed the seat skins here, and as you can tell, we do got 3 pieces. We got both of the backrests where the airbag's actually deployed, and we did find some more damage to one of the bottoms right here. This is actually the driver's seat right here. And if you look closely, you'll see a little bit of scuffs or scratches. Something weird happened right there. I'm not sure exactly what it is.
I possibly think that maybe from the shards of glass, you know what I mean?
That could be a possibility right there, or it got faded over time, but it is kind of low mileage, so I don't see how that would
wore
happen.
out quick. Hopefully this leather is not like bad or something like that.
No, a bad batch of leather. I hope that's not the case, but we did try some conditioner on it and we wiped it off and it kind of disappeared, but then after it dried up, it just reappeared. So we're definitely gonna ship that off to get repaired. But check out the seats that we took apart. We thought it was gonna be super difficult actually, but believe it or not, it was actually really simple, a lot easier than the Jeep, because we did do the leather kit on the Gladiator Jeep, and there was a bunch of little metal loops. On this one, they like invented some sort of clips right here. They just pop right out, and all this is Velcro right here. Made it super easy. So we're just gonna go ahead and actually send all this stuff off to L&D Solutions. We're gonna package it up in the box. We're gonna ship all the seat skins and even the seat belts as well. They do everything. So let's just go ahead, put them all in one box and ship them their way. All right, so we got everything packaged up in this box here. We're probably just gonna ship it off tomorrow in the morning.
But as for the bent or damaged seat here, we really haven't figured out what's going on with it. We're probably just gonna figure it out once we put it back in, after we remove everything, to just move this thing around. But the very next thing that we're gonna do is probably just go ahead and remove some of this carpet, remove that center console, and just slowly make our way to that dash. Dude, what's going on in here? What is that thing right there, first off?
I have no idea, but it has an unlock little mechanism on there, and it has a little string which is all taped up and it's orange. I have no idea what this, maybe you pull it and it's an ejecto-ceto or something like that.
Ejecto-ceto, or maybe if like the battery dies and you're locked in the car or something, you pull that and it unlocks the
or if your battery dies completely and you want to put it in neutral or something like that. I believe that is, because there is some kind of metal cable going here. I don't know what that go. Heck, it might even go to the hood or something like that. I don't know. So
something weird, but
I don't know. Should we test it out? Oh, I just popped it out of the clips.
I guess we'll just have to research that, or if any of you guys know, just let us know.
I don't really want to pull it, because what if like something pops up like in the dash and you got to reset it or something like that?
That would suck. But basically what we're removing is all the panels that can get damaged. We're going to leave like the shifter and stuff, right?
Yeah, we want to leave this stuff because, you know, we want to be able to drive it whenever, you know, we're pulling it up on the frame machine or stuff like that. So we're going to leave this little mechanism here. We're not really too worried about getting it damaged because it's just all plastic, but dude, we got a lot of work done right here in just a little bit of time, dude. This whole entire dash, pretty weird. First time ever just completely taking apart a center console, but right now we're gonna go ahead, what do you say, take the carpet out?
Yeah, let's move on to the carpets, and then after that, it's the dash, dude.
Let's do it. Alright, so we're just moving right along with this dash here, trying to figure out how exactly it comes off. So we're just pulling a few things off here and there, getting really close, but we did find the handbook that was in here, or the guidebook, whatever you want to call it, the drive modes supplement book. That's pretty dang crazy right there, which that is not a Trackhawk right there. I don't know if that's that's probably SRT. So, you know, SRT drive, they're both basically the same, just with the supercharger and more stuff. But dude, check out the SRT drive modes. Which I found interesting was this page right here, which you can actually have different percentages of torque going to each set of wheels, like the front to the rear. So you can have 70% of torque going to the rear wheels. That's on track. The sport mode, 65%, and it goes all the way down to street, 60%. That's probably what you drive on a daily basis. You will, I'll drive on the track mode. But you can even put it on 50-50, which evenly distributes the torque, which is pretty crazy. That would be good for like off-roading or snow, or if you just get stuck, you know what I mean? Which,
exactly.
That's pretty dang cool. And you can do the transmission, like, I don't know, you can do fastest shift speeds with strongest comfort trade-off. I don't really know much of this stuff.
Of course, because track mode is going to be really rough shifting, but then if you do the street mode, it's going to be really smooth shifting. And also you could change the steering?
Man, steering, stability, look at that minimal traction control, man. That is freaking awesome, dude. There's so much. Even though, like, you can just turn on some paddle shifters, and then also your suspension, your steering. You can have like some tough steering, I'm guessing, and some very light steering on like street. Dude, this Trackhawk has a lot to offer, you know what I mean?
Definitely. I mean, for $90,000, I mean,
you get a lot, dude.
You get a lot of bang for the buck, I gotta say, man.
Oh yeah, I mean, this is like almost like a race car SUV, you know what I mean? Like the supercar of SUVs, which is pretty dang awesome. So look at the launch control thing that pops up. I'm guessing this pops up in the center console, you know, whenever you do the launch enable button.
Yeah.
We're definitely gonna have to try once all of our lights like cut off and stuff like that. Well, anyways, let's just keep on moving, remove a few more things and see how close we can get to removing this dash.
Dang, son, we did it, man.
Dude, that was pretty crazy how all that came off, dude. A bunch. I gotta say, it was like almost 200 like 7mm screws everywhere.
Dude, there was a lot of them. But look at that. Look how weird that looks. I guess he's got like a nice little frame behind it.
Little skeleton frame under there. But you're really supposed to take these dashes out with this thing, right? I'm really not sure, because there's bolts right here that I'm looking at that we probably wouldn't have been able to get to. But other than that, dude, we are able to throw our steering wheel back on, and hopefully this thing functions. What if it don't start at all? You know what I mean?
I think it will, honestly. All you really need is your
start
ECU,
button.
your start button. The screen right here is not going to matter. All that stuff. Airbags are not going to matter. I guess it's just going to come down to giving it a test. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, dude. But this is perfect for whenever we're going to be pulling frame. Now we can actually like pull around this post right here and not worry about damaging our dash and none of that stuff. So
let's see that dash. I want to go see that dash as soon as you pulled it out.
Check it out. I mean, that's all it is. Let's look at actually behind it, see what's going on behind there.
Careful not to scratch the rest of it up. Oh, there's the airbag right there. We removed a bunch of carbon fiber bits and pieces, which was pretty dang cool.
Yeah, it was pretty dang cool. And it actually came out with its whole entire like cooling system thing. Look at this.
All the vents and
all
ducts.
the vents. Like there's 4 holes right here, and they each go to different sections. That's pretty dang cool. So
hey, what about getting this thing in some? You could actually get it redone in some Alcantara, dude.
Reupholster it or something. What if we do the whole thing in Alcantara? I wonder how that will look with like the rest of the interior, you know what I mean? Because the seat does have a little bit of leather on it, so
we could do like just this part right here, the top part, and go all the way around right there and just have a little bit of Alcantara. I know L&D Solutions can do some crazy things, dude.
Yeah, so we might think about it. We may do it, or we can do the whole entire top part in Alcantara and just this part right here in leather. What do you think about that?
Ooh, that would look good as well.
But you know what? We may do that. We may not. Just depends. You know what I mean? Because I mean, there's a lot of things.
It's gonna come down to how like fast we get it done. If we get it done, we're gonna want to just slap it back together and just go ripping,
just
dude.
hit the road. So I mean, it just depends on how the framework goes. Anyways.
Exactly. Let's check out the damages on this side now that we got that dash removed. See if there's any new damages.
I mean, let's just go through all of them right here. I'm gonna pull this thing off so y'all can actually see. There's actually a bend right here if they haven't seen that yet, and it goes all the way right here, and there's a little one right here. So it's kind of weird. It just looks like whenever it landed on here, it kind of pushed this thing a little bit down. You see that little crunch? It's like crunched it a little bit.
But it's not too crazy, is it?
Yeah, it's nothing too serious. Nothing a frame machine can't really pull out. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, frame rails is the hardest thing to pull out. This like sheet metal right here, you know, it's just the technique you use. But other than that, it should be pretty dang simple. But as for the inside, I did see one little crease right here. You see that?
Oh yeah.
I don't know what that's all about, but ain't nothing too crazy. But dude, go on this side and look at actually on the inside over here. Imagine driving it like this, dude.
Ooh, we're gonna do it. We're gonna have to. We're gonna drive it up onto the frame machine and all that good stuff. What we got here?
Look, you see this right here? This is the actual bend that actually, whenever it slammed down, so it kind of like pinched it right there, which that's probably the worst of it out of this whole entire, you know, thing right here. So, I mean, it doesn't even go up to here. You see the damage only starts right here. So, I mean, we're not looking too bad, you know what I mean? It looked a lot worse than whenever we got it. I mean, it does look a lot worse now ever since we ripped it apart.
Dude, it looks crazy right now. I don't know if you'll ever see a Trackhawk in this condition ripped
Almost
apart.
looks like a parts car, you know what I mean?
Dude,
Might as well just part it out.
I was thinking, the whole time we were taking this thing apart, I was thinking like, dude, we're gonna have fun putting this thing back together, man.
Dude, don't even talk about that right now. It's gonna be way too much fun.
But that's pretty much it. That's all that we're gonna do. Or actually, or do you want to try to start this thing up right now?
We can go ahead and I want to slap the steering wheel on, see if it'll start up. And honestly, we need to vacuum all this glass out. There's like way more glass than we expected, and it's all in the air vents. And if you cut the air vent on, you don't want it to blow in your face, you know what I mean? So let's go ahead, throw the steering wheel on, and see if this sucker will start.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
So all we got is a start button and the steering wheel. It did light up, so I'm guessing it's gonna start.
It's working.
All right, so you heard the little fuel pump kick in.
You ready?
Yes, sir.
No problem, dude. No problem.
Careful now, it's a cold start, Billy.
No problem, dude.
I wonder if it'll go into drive and stuff now.
Good question. Let me start it back up.
Don't drive too far because there may be some things in front of you.
Oh, it's unplugged.
Oh, it's all electronic, huh? All right, so we just connected the plug for the shifter cable right here, and I believe it should work. I think 2 clicks down, and we should be ready to drive.
2 or 3, I don't know. Oh, that's
That was
neutral. You about took off.
I knew that was neutral. That's why I did that. So 1 more click, and we are rolling, dude.
Dang, man.
This is perfect. This is exactly how we're gonna load up onto the trailer, then off of the trailer, and then onto the frame machine, really, dude.
Or out into some kind of field and do some donuts.
Let's go, man. We can go into the field. If only we had that suspension and that axle shaft, dude.
Yeah,
we
I
would rip
know.
it right now, because this thing just feels way lighter, man. But pretty much that is going to be all that we're going to do for today's video. We got it completely gutted. Hopefully more parts come in. That way we can head to the frame machine and start pulling this frame, because this build is just going to be absolutely epic. We can't wait to rip it. So make sure your post notifications are on so you don't miss out on anything. And also, if you want an inside scoop before YouTube, definitely give us a follow on Instagram at goonzquad. But with all that being said, thank you guys so much for all the love and support. Be sure to drop your comments and thoughts down below, and we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.